Hello students, I hope you are all fine. I have already started revision regarding the chapter Albert Einstein at school, and let me continue from where I left in my previous audio presentation. In my previous audio presentation, at the end of the statement there was a line that I don't think I will ever pass the exams for the school diploma, and this was the conversation between Albert Einstein and Yuri. In that conversation, at the very end of the conversation, Albert Einstein told Yuri that the way I am studying, I don't think I will ever pass the exams. Now, I am moving on to the next paragraph. Now you will find the introduction of another new character, and that character is Elsa. And Elsa was the cousin of Albert Einstein. She used to live in Berlin, and where her father was a businessman. We'll get all this information in this paragraph, dear students. So let's continue. He told his cousin Elsa the same. Same means whatever he told Yuri, that I don't think I will pass the examination because I don't have knowledge regarding any of the subject being taught at school. So it is not possible for me to get the school diploma. So the same thing he told to his cousin Elsa also. So let me continue. He told his cousin Elsa the same next time she came to Munich. Normally she lived in Berlin, where her father had a business. So I already told you that Elsa stayed at Berlin, and Elsa's father had a business. I am sure you could learn enough to pass the exams, Albert, if you tried, she said. I know lots of boys who are much more stupid than you are, who get through. Yes, I know a lot of boys who are more stupid than you are, and they get through, they pass the exams. They say you don't have to know anything. You don't have to understand what you are taught. Just be able to repeat it in the exams. So what sort of an education is this? Elsa told Albert Einstein that you don't have to understand anything. You don't have to know anything deeply. Just go on memorizing it. Just go on memorizing like a parrot, what we call rote learning. But actually this is not what actually education is all about. We have to learn things side by side. We have to understand the things. Now let's see what Albert Einstein will say to her in reply. That's the whole trouble. Trouble means the problem, said Albert. I am no good at learning things by heart. I can't memorize. I am not good at learning things by heart. You don't need to be good at it. Anyone can learn like a parrot. You just don't try. And yet I always see you with a book under your arm, added Elsa. But you just memorize like a parrot. You don't have to understand a subject or a chapter deeply. But you are saying that you are not sure whether you will pass the exams, but whenever I come and I meet with you, I always see you with a book under your arm, sometimes in your hand. Now see what reply Albert Einstein will give to her. What is the one you are reading? A book on geology. Geology, rocks and things. Do you learn that? No, we have hardly any science at school. Now geology is basically related with rocks, then it is related with science, geoscience. And as you all know that Albert Einstein had an analytical mind and he loved the science subjects a lot. But from his dialogue that he told Elsa that we hardly had any science at school, that means that except mathematics, the other science subjects were not taught in that school where Albert Einstein was a student. So it is written here, we have hardly any science at school. Then why are you studying it? Because I like it. Isn't that a good enough reason? I like it. That is the reason I am studying it. I think that is a good enough reason. Elsa sighed. Sighed means to take a deep breath. As if Elsa got very frustrated, unable to make Albert Einstein understand that you should study in order to pass the exams. You should go on memorizing it. But Albert Einstein never ever advocated rote learning. Rote learning means learning like a parrot, memorizing everything without understanding the core concept. That was what Elsa tried to explain to him. But Albert Einstein was not at all interested. And he told Elsa that regarding memorizing something, he is not good at it. Now let me continue. So Elsa sighed, took a deep breath. Now let's see what happens. You are right, of course, Albert, she said, but it won't help with your diploma. Fine, you like this subject, so you are reading it, but ultimately it won't help with your diploma. Apart from books on science, his only comfort was music, and we know that Albert Einstein used to play his violin a lot. He was a good player, violin player also. And this particular knowledge and liking to play the violin was actually, for your knowledge, let me say to you, it was been encouraged by his mother. From a very young age, he started learning to play the violin. And he was an excellent violin player, for your knowledge, dear students. So let me continue. Apart from books on science, his only comfort was music, and he played his violin regularly until his landlady asked him to stop. That wailing gets on my nerves, she said. There's enough noise in this house with all the kids howling. But it seems that his landlady used to be a bit annoyed with his playing the violin and told him to stop playing it. Albert Einstein would have argued with her, but at the back of his mind he thought that if I argue with her, I might be thrown out of the house. Then where will I stay? Now, actually what I told, it is written in the lines that we are about to read now. Albert was tempted to point out that most of the time it was she who made them howl. Howl means to scream, or wail. Wail means to cry. But he decided it was better to say nothing, because it might turn out to be not in favor of Einstein. It would be negative for Einstein if he say it, because he might be thrown out of the house, and then where he would stay. So he had that particular thing in his mind, so that was the reason he haven't told anything to the landlady. Albert was tempted to point out that most of the time it was she who made them howl, because she used to beat her children and they used to howl, scream, cry a lot, making a lot of noise. But he decided it was better to say nothing. I must get away from here, he told Yuri after 6 months alone in Munich. It is absurd that I should go on like this. In the end, it will turn out I have been wasting my father's money and everyone's time. It will be better for all if I stop now. Now, when Yuri made another visit to his house, Yuri found him to be very depressed and demoralized. Albert frankly told Yuri that I should discontinue right now. I should not go to school because it is actually harming me and I am wasting my father's money. It is not doing anyone any good at all. So it is better I should stop learning right now. This shows that Albert Einstein really had a nervous breakdown and he was looking very, very frustrated. And then what will you do? Yuri asked, then my dear friend, what will you do? I don't know. If I go to Milan, I am afraid my father will send me back, because you know by this time, even I told you all previously that if Einstein goes back to Milan, his father will again send him back because his father wants from him a school diploma. For that reason, again he had to come back. His eyes gleamed with a sudden idea. Yuri, do you know any friendly doctors? I know a lot of medical students and some of them are friendly, said Yuri. Doctor, no, I have never had enough money to go to one. Why? Now Yuri told that yes, I know a lot of medical students, but I haven't went to a doctor because I haven't had enough money. But my dear friend, why are you asking me this question? Suppose, said Albert, that I had a nervous breakdown, suppose a doctor would say it's bad for me to go to school and I need to get right away from it. That means Albert had an idea to actually get a certificate, you can say a fake medical certificate from a reputed physician or from a doctor, so that he might give it to his headmaster, and in that way he can actually stop going to school. That was his idea at the back of his mind. So dear students, I stop here in this audio presentation. Listen to the entire audio, and if there is any doubt, any confusion, let me know. Thank you students. Thank you all.